Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing records that, wow, I went to a record store the other day. I could not believe how expensive they are now. Maybe it's just a fluke and I hope so. But this one record store that I went to, the prices on these records that used to be so affordable are now ridiculously expensive. Give me a break. These records were very popular. They pressed a ton of them. And I'm going to call them dollar bin records only because back in the day when you would flip through records, they were very common and they weren't expensive. That doesn't mean the artist isn't fantastic and the record isn't great, because they are. All of them are. Just for the sake of this video, I'm calling them dollar bin records because they used to be very, very affordable and very, very common. Maybe a lot of collectors have bought them all up and that's increasing the demand and increasing the price. I don't know. I find that to be very hard to believe because there were a ton of these records made. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to mention I am not picking on a little mom pop store. This is a chain store, and they don't just specialize in vinyl. They also have DVDs and books and games. They're just a big, huge, they have a little bit of everything. And also I want to point out they did redeem themselves a little bit. I will show that in my video too, because I did find a couple of really good records that I thought were fair prices. So let's get started first off with the first dollar bin record, Boston's Don't Look Back. And you all know this is a wonderful record. It is the follow-up to their incredible debut that will go down in history as one of the best debut albums of all time. This was a strong second album. It didn't surpass their first debut, but it was really good. And this is one that even just a couple of years ago, I would run into all the time. Very easy to find. A very common record. $5, $7, it might have even risen to 10 at the most. I saw this record at this record store for $37.95. You heard me. That's crazy, isn't it? Give me a break, right? I made a video like this a couple of months ago, and I showed and talked about some Fleetwood Mac records and discussed the prices. This is the same store that I went to the first time. And I'll tell you, the records I talked about in that first video are gone. So someone paid those prices. I hope no one pays $37.95 for this record. I understand a brand new copy would probably run that much. So maybe someone would rather have an original, but wow, give me a break. That's really crazy. Same with this. This is a very popular record. And I think just about anybody my age had it in their collection, one form or another. Even my mom had the cassette. It's Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. And of course, fantastic songs on this one. Never Surrender is such a good one. I'm on Fire. Cover Me, Born in the USA. Dancing in the Dark was huge, and I loved the video. He was so happy dancing up there. Brought Courtney Cox on board to dance with him. It's just a fun little video. Well, this is a good record, and I do think it's very important to have in your collection if you like Bruce Springsteen. It's one of his best. But to take it home from this store, $36.95? Wow, I could not believe when I saw that. I was shocked. I've never seen this record cost that much money, and it was an early pressing. You know, it wasn't something brand new. There was nothing, you know, Bruce didn't sign it, nothing like that. So I thought, wow, what a crazy price. And this next one was pretty crazy too. Simon and Garfunkel, Sound of Silence. A very good record, solid. I love Simon and Garfunkel. I'm not putting them down at all. But you know what? This is a pretty common record. And maybe the challenge is finding it in good shape. But the one I showed wasn't like it was in the best condition, but it was decent. I can tell you I've never seen this record for over $5, $10. At this store, they were asking $25.95. Isn't that insane? I could not believe it. It is a good one. I like it. It sounds great. I say have it in your collection. Just don't pay that much money for it. Wow. And finally, this one was the worst offender of all. This one really had me thinking, give me a break. Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Again, not a bad record to have. I have it in my collection. All of these records were records I already had. I did not buy them from that record store, okay? I already had them, showing them as props. This record at that store, $39.95. Obscene, right? I mean, you know, it was just a common looking average record. I don't know why those 4 records, they're the ones that really stood out to me as who priced these? maybe someone new on the job priced them. I hope that this isn't a trend of signs to come. You all let me know in the comments if you've seen records on par with that for ridiculous prices. I would be really curious. I understand at antique stores, sometimes just a person who runs a little booth sees something like that and they think, wow, this is so cool. I never see it, and they just make a guess and they're wrong. But, you know, this is they do have records and they price them quite often. So I thought that was crazy. But I will defend them a little bit in that I did buy a couple of records because I did find a couple records that were good priced records. And this is what I've been wanting for a long time. The Velvet Underground Loaded, featuring Lou Reed. And as you can see from the top, it's called Original Rock Classics. So obviously it's not an original on the Cotillion label, but it's a really good one. And it's on a label called MIDI. It was a budget record label that started in 1972. And this is a 1973 copy. It's a German pressing. And so when I saw it was from Germany and I saw how clean and pristine it was, and it was under $20, I thought that would be worth giving a shot, because this record, to get an original, is pretty pricey. Now, I know you can buy new reissues, but this kind of appealed to me. I wanted to give it a try, especially for the price. Now, they put out other really great records as well. Iron Butterfly, Fleetwood Mac, The Electric Prunes, Eric Clapton, Vanilla Fudge. You can kind of see back here like some of the other records they put out on this budget label. And I'll just be really honest with you guys. It sounded really, really good. It was a solid copy. You know, I didn't know what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it sounded really good. And of course, this is a wonderful record. I love the opening track, Who Loves the Sun. Sweet Jane is an earworm song. You hear that one and you'll hear it in your head all day long. It's really cool. My favorite on here is Oh Sweet Nothing, the final song. It's a little over 7 minutes. The guitar playing is really, really great. And again, you all probably already know this record. Been wanting to have it for a long time. And maybe if I saw first pressing for a similar price, I'd pick it up. But I'm very content with this. So it was a budget label, under $20, a killer record. So, you know, they kind of came through for that one. And this is also one, this was one that was recommended to me by Mazzy from the Norman Maslov channel. He said this probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I've ran into this record a total of 3 times. The first 2 copies I ran into weren't worth picking up. They were really scratched and in really bad shape. But I finally found this one. It was under $10. It's got a Paul McCartney connection. It's called McGear. It is Mike McGear. It is Paul's brother. And this is like the Gulliver's Travels. He's kind of posed like that on here. Now, what's cool about this is the Wings band performs like the guitar, and Linda's on here, and Paul produced it. So it definitely has a Paul McCartney sound. His voice isn't identical to Paul's or even as good, but it's a fun record. It has a little bit of that eccentric sound that Paul puts out there occasionally, kind of like a Ram, or, you know, just something a little out there, but yet mainstream and enjoyable. And I really liked it. And I got a really clean copy, finally. I'm trying to pull it out here. Let's see what label it was on. Yeah, it's on that Warner Brothers label. So really happy with this record. Now, I wouldn't say it's as good as Paul's Best, but it was a really good one. And if you're a Paul fan like I am, it's cool to have that one in the collection. And I also picked up a couple other records. I did not buy these from that record store, but I think these are good value records. They're not cheap, but for what you get and the price, I think they're very well worth having. The Mobile Fidelity website has put some records back where you can buy them. They're back in stock. And one of them that I picked up was Milestones by Miles Davis. This is a really great record. It is $39.95, so it's not as expensive. It's on par with what a normal record is, only you're getting an audiophile record. You're getting a vinyl on an amazing quality vinyl that's very, very quiet. You're also getting a thick album cover. And Mobile Fidelity has been known for having some of the best Miles Davis reissues out there, and this one does not disappoint. It sounds incredible. It's the 33 RPM version, so it's just one record. You don't have to get up over and over again, although I don't mind that for a 45 RPM. I'm more than happy to get up and listen to a great sounding record. But with this one, you don't have to, and it still sounds amazing. So I thought that was a great one. I honestly did not know that any Miles Davis records were going to come back in stock. So that was a really welcome surprise. And I also picked up this one, and yes, I already have it, and I don't really know how to explain why I went ahead and bought another copy, other than it's my favorite jazz record, and it is one of my favorite Mobile Fidelity records as far as sound quality. They knocked this one out of the park, and it sounds incredible. I love Miles Davis in a Silent Way. It is my favorite jazz record. It's the one that introduced me and really got me into jazz. I have a lot of other loves, but so far this is still my sentimental favorite. And I already had this, but you know, for a long time, this was going for a lot of money. And I thought when it went back in stock for a very, very low price, I decided I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up and have a spare. I don't know that I need a spare of every record I own, but sometimes when it's one of your favorites, it's a little hard to resist. So that's my video today. Let me know, is this a fluke? Are these record prices really getting that outrageous? Do you have to pay $40 for Boston or Simon and Garfunkel now? Surely not. I think that would be detrimental to vinyl collecting, and I hope that's not the case. But I thought it was an interesting observation. Leave the comments below. Let me know if you run into stuff like that too. Also, let me know what you've been collecting lately. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.